In total, how many years would you say you've served in the institution?
I would have to say a good, and I never did an extensive amount of time. I was always getting them little cut up bits.
The installment plan.
Right. Yeah. So I would say about 7, 8 years.
7, 8 years. Wow.
3 probably being the longest.
Okay. And so, what was the dynamic about POP that attracted you to it? Like inside, like once you were in the institution, like what was it about POP that drew you to it?
Well, for me, I seen guys, man. You know, there was a Bible that go around in the institution called Free on the Inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I literally seen some of the guys free. These guys, I mean, these, and I mean, I don't want to necessarily drop names, but these guys had been incarcerated for some long periods of time. And I mean, to look at them, they were some of the most positive brothers on the block. So of course, my first involvement, I wasn't necessarily ready to grasp the totality and the full, or drink the full cup that Pop group was offering.
Okay. Absolutely. And so now did you get involved with any other programs? Because there were other programs inside the institution, but why did you buy into POP, the Power of People, versus the other programs the institution was offering?
Again, when I talk about, it was something, okay, I might have to drop these guys' name. Lonnie McKinley.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, man, that was my brother. He was, I'm older than a lot of these guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed leadership. Eliza Darius.
Absolutely.
Right? One thing that really made me buy into him, I watched this guy, and I mean, he got to be probably 20 years younger than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to him talk about, man, moderate a group, a conference, saving ourselves.
Mm.
I love that group.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved listening, and I can recall his narration. Actually, I had got an opportunity to participate, but I loved the leadership that they had presented, and all that came up off of them. I said, wow, this is some cool stuff. Where is they getting it from?
Mm.
So
it turns out they were getting it from the Power of People.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
So after you took the class, and I'm taking it, you got a certificate of completion. And after that, you could have just left. I mean, and just went on about your business. Why did you choose to stay on and, remain a part of the POP movement?
The reality of it, I did. I completed Power of People,
mm-hmm.
and went on about my business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I said, I didn't take in the fullness
mm-hmm.
at that time. But what I did get, the seed was planted in me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But I wasn't ready necessarily. So I went back out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about, this was like maybe 2000, the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
up until about 2012, 13. So I'm gone from the group. Ain't looked back on it for about 4, 5 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had 1, 2 more prison sentences in between that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the last time, this is what made it take hold. I said, I have to do something different.
Mm.
And at that time, you know the catchphrase of the group. I ain't gonna say catchphrase. That's not giving it the propers. But the slogan is, "We are the help we're waiting on."
Absolutely.
Right. So I had to internalize that. You know.
Absolutely.
Each time I came, it was the same pop guys. Poured a little bit into me.
Mm.
You know, it was like I was a drug addict, and I come home and they feed me a little something, and I get a little stronger, and I get a little stronger.
Mm.
Right.
Right.
So the fundamental thought it was that I started operating on is that my ability to think a new thought.
Wow.
See, I love some of the stuff that's been said to me. Mm-hmm. And I can chew on it and chew on it and chew on it. And it's just as potent now as it was then.
Wow.
Can I share one story with you real quick? This hat.
Mm-hmm.
My younger brother gave me this hat just recently. This cap. And he was here from Vegas, and he was going through some things, so he wanted to get treatment and stuff. So he came here because I was able to think a new thought. Mm. He was like, man, he liked the way I was thinking, and he said, here, so you can keep that thought under the cap and don't lose it. So this cap represents me holding on to my thoughts. Wow. So he giving me this because it was my thoughts that he's sober today, and he's been clean now since going on a year now, maybe. Wow. If not.
Wow, that is a true thinking cap right there.
Right. And it's because I was able to
think a new positive thought.
That's right.
That's powerful, man. That's so powerful. Yeah. And so, in what ways, and this was, this is kind of an infinite question for me, bottomless question for me, because there's so many things that come to my mind, but in what ways has POP been able to support you, whether in or out?
Well, it supports me more so by, and I say this to Pop all the time when I'm sitting in this room with the group, is that what I really appreciate is the support I got from this group is to be able to share my thought, not be ashamed of my thought. No, knowing that my thought is important, understanding that I'm not the only one. So when I see guys like Elijah Darius, Willie Lord, man, I mean, even you for this, for man, I see brothers who this group allows me to put a face on a lot of things that I desire to achieve.
Wow.
And I'm talking about positivity. If I ever had the urge to go out there and try to hustle, I can come around you. Mm-hmm. I can come around Willie Lord. I can come around, man. The name goes on, so the names goes on, man. These brothers, I can come and talk to Pop, and you know, hey, there's a better way. See, for me at this point, money is not really important. Being able to obtain the knowledge that keep me safe and keep me on the safe path and keep me out of
harm's way. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I get. I mean, I get all the information, and it don't matter if I'm in this room. I can look at the podcast. I can call brothers up. I can Facebook.
Absolutely,
man. And you know, man, it's an honor. Really, it's an honor.
It's powerful, man.
It's an honor.
That's powerful. And so, you know, we refer in the Power People, the brothers inside of the Power People, we call each other Pop Guy.
Yeah, that's right. On three.
Exactly.
1, 2, 3.
Pop Guy. And so now we know what a Pop Guy is. But to the world who doesn't really know what POP is or what a Pop Guy is, what's your definition of what a Pop Guy is?
My definition of what a Pop Guy is. My definition of a Pop Guy is always action, transition. My definition is always moving forward. So when I see Pop Guys, and like I said, even yourself, man, I love whenever I see, if I see you on Facebook, just sitting here, man, you know, my heart sings, right? And it sings because I'm looking at my Pop brother. I'm looking at the transformation of whom I seen him as a man that was at one point broken.
Absolutely.
But, man, I see Pop Guys, man, always. I define Pop Guys as transforming, man, all the time. I define them as means of action. You know, guys that's on the move, that's moving forward.
Wow.
You know, community. Man, that's my brother. That's community. You know, Pop said, like, he said like this. He talk about belonging. And so when I'm here, I know I belong. And when I see these guys, we belong here. And that belonging, man, always, I see every time I see one of these Pop Guys, man, my Pop brothers, their head is up, they never looking down, and they're competent in whatever it is they doing. So, like you said, the well is, ain't no bottom on that well when you ask me what it means to be a Pop Guy.
Absolutely, man.
Because they so many things, man. They're activists. They're community leaders. They're educators, scholars. See, so I mean, the well is bottomless.
Absolutely.
And then there's me. Hey, everybody, I'm a Pop Guy.
That's right. That's right. And so, wow. I mean, that was well spoken, man. And so, I want to ask you, where do you think you would be if it hadn't have been for POP altogether?
Well, I would probably be a little bit further down the run on this ladder, or a little bit further down behind a lot of people on the road, you know. But I say it's because of Pop that I've always felt that I was encouraged to take that next step. Because we talk about a lot of time about the 8 steps
to the good life.
Right. And we know that habits, well, truth is, I am a creature of habit. But I think about these things, you know, and like I say, it's because of when I revert. See, it really, if it wasn't for me coming in and sitting in these rooms, right, it would be so much easier for me to go back to doing the things I thought I knew how to do, because I ain't doing too well. They always end me in prison. But to do them things, I might be in prison because I would be trying to do the things I already know.
Wow.
Living that life of insanity. So.
Wow.
So it's because of sitting around these rooms. They say steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. And whenever I come in here and leave out, I feel a little bit more sharp.
Wow.
So I can cut my way through a lot of mess that I would normally get caught up in.
Wow, man. That's powerful, man. So, you know, I'm a big believer on giving everybody their roses while they're here to smell them.
Well,
and so, you know, I just want to say, I've also witnessed you evolve, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to, you know, see you on the other side of the fence and see you grow even inside of there, and also witness your leadership develop and, you know, watch your leadership in motion out here in the community. And, you know, I just want to say, I want to take the time to say, man, you know, I've always looked up to you. And, you know, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And then I can think personally of a few things that you've accomplished, or milestones that I personally know of that you've been able to achieve. Because, see, the guys from POP, we're servant leaders.
Right.
So we don't really, per se, I don't want to say brag, but we just serve and we don't think about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But can you give us a few significant accomplishments or milestones that you've been able to achieve since, you know, you've been back into the community full time?
Yeah. Wow. Now, see, when we talk about success, I never will try to measure my success to anyone else's. Because I'm where I'm at on this path. There was someone before me that pulled me along. There's going to be somewhere after me that it's my duty to pull them along in their struggle, right? For a certain time on that road. So I would like to say this, man, first, that in order for me to succeed anywhere, I had to be a student, then be willing to become a teacher. I learned from so many people. I'm 58 years old. And had it not been for this COVID, I would be walking the stage of St. Paul College, receiving my AA. That's the first main accomplishment. You know, I think that's one of the most. And because my wife might be saying, listen to this, I got married, man. I married a beautiful wife, man. My wife is gorgeous. I mean, and like I was just telling her yesterday, to be honest with you, I said, when I see Essence magazine, You know, you are the, because when I,
Yeah,
this
she
is,
should be there.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, so, you know, in that order, I would have to say my wife, but and that's my, being married, I'm 58, man. I always thought, you know,
Right.
but I'm married, man. I sit
You
back
are.
and I ain't got it right,
Right.
right? But I am proud to be married, man. I'm really happy. And I'm proud to know the fact that up until me completing St. Paul College, I never completed anything.
Wow.
It took me 3 years, 2.5, 3 years to complete a 2-year degree.
Wow.
But I did it.
Absolutely. Congratulations,
I
man.
did it.
Congratulations,
And
man.
I plan on continuing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Man, I've been off the street now since 2008.
Okay.
From 2002 or 2000, I was homeless. Just
Right.
wherever I can get in, but I've held down a job now, man, for 2 years straight.
Wow.
2 years straight, man.
Congratulations, man.
I've been sober. Now, I haven't smoked a cigarette since 2013. I haven't smoked crack since 2013. I haven't drank a drink since 2013. 6 years, man.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
So these is, for me, these are milestones.
Absolutely.
Right? And the same thing that got me there was a lot of the principles from podcasts. Thinking that new thought, man. You know, being around people that's going to create a win-win situation for me.
Wow.
See, this is a lot of principles. I may not be here in this group on a week basis like I would like to, but them principles
Never leave you.
They go with me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And whenever I had the opportunity to utilize one, guess what? I'm representing power of people.
Wow.
I'm representing my personal power. When I display my personal power, I do know I'm representing power of people.
Absolutely.
And I mean, for me, it's fantastic, man, to be able to, people don't even know about it sometimes. Man, I had the moniker up, the banner up. Hey, man, I'm a pop guy.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm not going to do nothing, whether in the presence of my pop brothers or away from, to...
Yeah, to disrespect that teacher.
That's right.
Absolutely. Wow, man. And so, in closing, I mean, if you could say anything to Dr. Verner or Brother Price, Brother Shane Price, Pop as we call him,
Right.
what would you like to say?
I love their spirit. I love the fact that they understand that we are spirits experiencing the human condition. There's a lot of things that they say that it's not so much that they said, it's the way they say it, it's the enthusiasm that they say it with, right? So, and because they realize that they are spirits experiencing the human conditions, that makes you and I spirits. And in that experiencing the human condition, we see brothers go out, fall back, and guess what? Because we are spirits experiencing the human condition, we try to create a space so that experience in the human can be a better experience. And that's what I love about them.
Wow.
See, so I love it. I love that.
Powerful, man. Very powerful, man. Angelo Mack, ladies and gentlemen, the road less traveled, man. I appreciate it, brother. And wow, man, again, man, I'm just very proud of you, man. And it's good to see you, man. I love your insight. And we will talk back with you, brother. And good seeing you again, brother.
Well, you're welcome, man. And I appreciate the fact that how did you say it so cool to me? You say, brother, I don't see you as much as I'd like to, but you know I'm advocating for you. So therefore, you have to come join me. And you know what? I'm glad I did, man. And I'm glad you advocate for me, right?
Always.
Now, you know, and I'm going to have to put this shameless plug out there because this is something that I'm endeavoring. And I would like to have Pop Guys feedback. I started a blog.
Mm-hmm.
It's the I Am Agenda.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily, I mean, you know, it's not fully developed because I'm new to the technology and all that. But it's I-am-agenda.com.
Okay.
All right. And, you know, I mean, even though I'm away, you know, I share a thought here and there. So, and I like to
share it with the guys and have us. Okay.
And, you know, even have the guys respond.
Okay.
You know, so.
Yeah, that's no problem, man. I'll definitely pass the word on, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You know, we support our guys. We are the help we've been waiting for, brother.
Absolutely.
So,
and I love that.
Absolutely, man.
I love that. So.
All right, brother. Well,